Hello everyone, my name's Adil Bashir and this is my story. Forgiving gives a good feeling. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Persia. He was born and raised in a small English town that was predominantly white. Persia lived with his mum and dad, who came from a small village in Kashmir, Pakistan. Persia was brought up in a very culturally strict home. Persia's father installed within him a hard-working ethic and taught him to never give up on your goals, no matter what obstacles would come your way. Persia's father faced a lot of racial discrimination growing up in the white community. His father was the manager of a huge textile factory and had to work very, very hard to get his senior position in the factory. Growing up, Persia always looked up to his dad's success and believed that he too could emulate his successes one day. Persia attended a predominantly white primary school within the town. He was a shy and timid child and he didn't have many friends. Persia had a strong, dedicated work ethic and he would always follow the rules and have a goal in mind. Thinking back, he recalled his school days. He recalled the times when in school he would face constant racism and bullying, in particular by a white boy called Adam. Persia was the only brown child in the school and would get picked on daily. He shudders to think of the times Adam used to throw things at him, push him or call him out with funny names, words related to his ethnicity, just to make the other kids laugh. Many years later, Persia found himself sitting in an estate agency. He surveyed the wall of the agency, thinking of his dad's hard work in the factory. Through the estate agency, which he part-owned, he remembered something that he learned on his journey: work smart. And by working smart at the estate agency, he managed to find houses up for sale and acquire 3 of them for a little empire that he was building. One quiet day, whilst looking through some new listings, Persia received a phone call at the estate agency, and it wasn't unusual to get a call from a withheld number. He answered the call and the voice sent shivers down his spine. He would never forget receiving that call, and he would never forget the feeling that he had. The caller asked if he could rent a house and said that he really needed an affordable but decent apartment as he has a baby to provide for as well as a partner, but he only earned the minimum wage. The caller said he was at a real low point in his life. He was clearly stressed, desperate at the end of his tether. Persia decided that he would help him and knew exactly how. "Don't worry, we'll get this sorted," said Persia. A short while later, a door to a well-presented property was knocked, and Persia opened the door and said, "Hello, Adam." Adam stood in front of Persia with a female who was holding a baby. Adam looked different. After all, it was more than 10 years since they had last seen each other at school. "Do you remember me?" said Persia. Adam looked puzzled and shook his head. "It's Persia. You used to bully me in school. Remember those names you used to call me?" "No," said Adam. "Well, I do, but it's fine. That was back in the day. You only live once. Come in." Adam looked shocked and could not believe that it was Persia standing in front of him. Persia took them through room by room, showing them the well-kept and maintained facilities, then turned to Adam and said, "Don't worry, I'll give you a really good price within your budget." Persia smiled as he handed over his keys, then made his way to the executive BMW car waiting on the driveway. A whole range of mixed emotions descended over Persia as he recalled taking the phone call, and he recalled all the incidents in school. Feeling that he was now the bigger person, he felt fulfilled, and he had never felt more fulfilled in his life. It was a huge weight lifted off his shoulders. His car disappeared into the distance. Adam watched as Persia drove away. Adam's partner said, "Thank you. You finally came good for us, just as I was about to give up." But who was that man and how did you know him? A million thoughts went through Adam's mind as he wondered how he would answer that question. The moral of the story is to never treat someone badly, as you will never know if one day you might need that person or someone similar in your life. We can choose to get our own back, or we can choose to forgive. Thank you for listening to my story.